Do little videos. I'm riding along here. Sometimes it helps. 5 miles sometimes can be a long way. Been a little bit of a late start, not bad, but 8 mornings. Bunch of bike riders, groups, and probably 1,000 of them went by the house, woke me up about 7:30 or 8, and I couldn't get back to sleep. When I do that, I just lazy as all get out to get up. I don't like to be disturbed until I'm woke up. You know, I grew up TV always on and disturbing me, so you know, I grew up on that, so I just, till I'm woke up, you know, don't wake me up unless it's an absolute emergency. But anyway, I say 1,000, I'm not making it up. Took them an hour to go by the house. No, not all at once, there was bunches. You'd hear 20 go by talking, 20 more for an hour. So that woke my butt up. A little grumpy, I am. And, you know, I tried to go back to sleep because I was prematurely woke up by the racket. You get 20 of them talking together, going by the house, riding a bike. That's loud. And I don't like that. Anyway, I couldn't, I tried to fall asleep, back to sleep, maybe 30 more minutes, because the library had opened till 9 o'clock, like 7:30. And I just couldn't get back. I think I slept 10 more minutes, that's about it. So I had a crappy morning. What was I telling you? I knew a guy that worked the University of Tennessee Coliseum. Now, I knew he worked there for a fact. But one day he was telling me, he said, I helped guard Michael Jackson here one time at the Coliseum. So what do you mean? He said, well, one day his boss came to him, and he's worked this Coliseum for, you know, security. I don't think he was bonded to carry a weapon. He worked there about 15 years, security detail. And they came up to him one day and says, would you like another security detail or another detail? I said, yeah, what is it? Well, Michael Jackson's doing about 2 weeks concert here. And we need, you know, you've been checked out. We need somebody, and I don't know why this. The only thing I'm assuming is maybe if something goes wrong, you'd help fight a guarding better. But they was wanting somebody with Vietnam experience, if you believe that. And the way he's talking, you know, you can tell when someone's lying. You know, and I can tell he's telling the truth. Anyway, I didn't go into the deep depth about Vietnam because a lot of the guys don't want to talk. There's some bad stuff over there. They don't want to talk about it. Anyway, he said the only thing they wanted him to do, as soon as Michael Jackson walked off stage after the concert, walk with his security detail to his limousine, and your job's done. You know, stand there until the limousine leaves, obviously. That's all we want you to do. You'll be paid extra. So he says, concert come. Concert was over. Michael Jackson's walking off stage, and he walks like it's, you know, perfect harmony, walks with his security detail. Of course, he's just a few feet from Michael Jackson. He said, and I quote, "That's the littlest guy. Oh my God." He wasn't, you know, maybe 8 to 10 feet from him, maybe closer than that, walking with the security. He said, "Boy, he's a little guy." And I think he meant skinny, because you can tell that in the music video. And then I'll make another video on this too. I'll add, don't cut me off yet. One time when I was in Florida, I landed a real good job. One of the best jobs I've ever had, believe it or not. Swimming. Why? Yeah, I got paid to talk and swim at the same time. I'm not, timeshare. You know what it is. Google it. Timeshare. Used to work for a timeshare. And, yeah, I learned to talk. And the surprising thing about all this, you know, it's a real world. It's, you know, the beach. It was Venice, Florida. the rejection wasn't that bad. 70% of the people, they was nice, very nice. You think of the real world, you think of, hatefulness, grumpy, cushy. No, nothing like it. I guess because they're relaxed. The only thing I had to do, is talk them, going through a 30-minute sale on timeshare. They didn't have to buy. They had to listen to the salesman for 30 minutes. And I got paid $30 per person, whether they bought or not. Didn't matter. And a few people come out and said, no, we didn't buy it, because they'd come back out to where I was at because they were still on the beach. They would just walk around the beach. The old timeshares is just right around the corner of the beach. And so all they had to do is go listen to them talk and come back and lay them back on the beach. Really easy, convenient for them. And several times people come back to me, shake my hand and says, well, I'll tell you what, we didn't buy. Here's what they would tell me. 1987, by the way. We didn't buy, but we sat there for you, help you out. We listened to them for 30 minutes, like pressure, they told me. We listened to them for 30 minutes so you could get paid. There are some sweet people in this world, regardless of what you hear on the news. I know, I get all kind of text messages worldwide on my news, on my phone. I see all the bad stuff. It ain't good in the world. But to be honest about it, I don't think the world is as bad as sometimes they make it out to be. Because if it was, I think I'd already be dead. They say the cruel world, right? I think personally, yes it is, but I think they mean more of a wildlife. Animals. You ever watch an animal kill? It's cruel. I think that saying really goes for the wildlife. Animals are cruel. We think some of these human being killers, serial killers, are cruel. Animals are worse. Well, they are animals, but wildlife is bad. Get on YouTube, watch a video. Don't if you got kids, but watch a video of a alligator getting a deer. If you heard me over that, watch a video of that. They're cruel. But no, the job was, you just had to talk a lot. It was really, it took me about 2 days to get used to it. But man, and what killed it all, the job? Oh, one day, I'm not making this up. Here's the kind of money's in timeshare. So if you're watching me now in Florida, which I know you are, and you're thinking, and you were jobless, I got on it through a newspaper ad, classified. That's how I got on it. I almost didn't see it. A real small part of a classified newspaper. Yeah, I called on the phone. They told me to come in the next day. They hired me. And yeah, hired me on the spot. They talked to me about 4 or 5 minutes and hired me on the spot. But here's the money that's in timeshare. If you know how to talk, one day I made $170 for 7 hours work. $170. And they gave you a receipt. When you got paid, they gave you a sheet of paper with the people's names on it, whether they bought or not. And why they did that, because when you talk to people, you ask them their names, obviously. So that way it would help you remember who you talked to, and they was wanting to show that they wouldn't cheat you. So they'd have Jane and John Doe, yes or no bought, but you got paid. And they'd have a name down there if they didn't go through the 30-minute interview. Because see, a lot of them came back on the beach, and you'd say hi to them again. They said, no, we didn't buy. And you would remember that. And if they told you, let's say they come out and say, yeah, we bought, and the receipt show they didn't, well, that'd show you the company's cheating you. But what hurt the job? It killed it. The red tide. Let me make sure I'm not, hold on, wait one. Make sure I ain't zoomed up on myself. And recording, I'm recording. The red tide, that's what killed it all. It releases a plant on the bottom of the ocean floor that releases a gas, and it kills fish. And you can't, if you're experiencing a red tide on the beach, you can't get within a mile once it takes effect. It rots fish. as they die, it's rotting them. And the smell is so horrible that you can't even get on the beach. They have to close the beach. Google that. Red tide. And so one day we had a, I don't know, 15-minute orientation on that. The boss called us all in. There's about 20 of us at work timeshare. It was a fun job. I'm not making it just almost as fun as this. But that was commission. Oh well, yeah. I mean, it was. I guess it was commission, but I don't know. It's just a different way they paid you. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, yeah, it was a real fun job. But the red tide come in. Here's what orientation. We gotta talk to you. Oh, they said our job's threatened. So what? They said the red tide's coming in, according to the forecast, marine forecast. And they say it might miss us, but it did hit. And how did I find out about it? I was swimming, and I dunked my head under the water. I came back. Sorry, the sun's in your eyes. I came back up. As I came back up the surface, you know, I was in the ocean. As I came back up the surface, I bumped into a 15-pound rotted fish. I'm not making this up. I'm trying to watch for glass stuff, is alright. 15-pound. He's huge. But when I bumped to him, part of him, I know he's rotted. When I bumped into him, part of him tore off like he was cooked. Yeah. Oh shit, did he stink? But man, it wasn't. Beach was empty within 8 hours. Odor was horrible. And went to get my check 4 days later. Paid on a Friday. And you had a hose when I went to the office to get my check, sadly, because I knew it was over with. Your eyes burnt. Oh, you had to hold your nose because the office is there on the beach. They had bulldozers digging a huge hole. I was watching it. Digging huge holes. Then they shoveled all these dead fish in those holes and covered it back up with sand. Yeah. Now that don't kill the odor. That just lets them rot in peace, so to speak. No, that's... damn, that was horrible. But that ended that job for good. I mean, until I don't know how long it would take to cure that. You know, boy, yeah, I missed that too. Oh my God. And boy, after 2 or 3 days, it got real easy to walk up to people. I didn't mind a bit. 3 days, I didn't care a bit. And I was at the house. That's when I still had the job. I was at the house, and it was on cable. A sister had cable, and there was this concert on. There was nothing on cable, and there was this band playing. I watched it 15 minutes. I turned it off. I had to go to work next day. And I remember the drummer, for some reason, he stuck out. Well, I went to work. I'm not making this up. I went to work next day, and there he was on the beach. I thought, wow. And well, there's a whole circle of people around him, whole circle. And when a few people left, I could see him. I thought, I see them. I'm damn sure I'm seeing things. And the band was there in town. And he decided to walk to the beach. He was a driver. I can't remember the name of the band, so help me, I can't. But he signed a few autographs. I didn't get an autograph from him because, I didn't care for the music, to be honest about it. I didn't care for the singing. She is good at drums. But we was talking, and I said, I seen you on cable. Yeah. He said, that was about 3 days ago, pre-recorded. We was playing here somewhere, he told me. Yeah, we talked 10 minutes. I can't, first time I ever seen anybody after watching him on cable, see him in person, I'm not making this up, people. Anyway, he's talking. Said, since you're in the famous business now, because you're on TV, have you ever met anybody? He said, yeah, I met Elvis Presley. Ah! He said, I didn't deal with him. He said a friend of mine was wanting to go buy something from him. I forget what he told me, well, I can't remember what it was. It was 87, you know. He said, go to Graceland. He's waiting on me. So he gets a car, goes with his buddy to Graceland. Yeah, he's shocked. And he said Elvis Presley shook his hand, but he said he didn't go in. He said he stayed outside. His buddy went in. I think it might have been a guitar he's going to buy. But he sat outside of Graceland, and his buddy went in and bought a guitar, I think it was a guitar, off of Elvis Presley. But he did shake his hand. No kidding. I was shocked, you know. So what was Elvis like? He said the most polite guy. He said, I'm not making this up. The most polite guy you'd ever want to meet. Mannerly, oh my God. He said, you know he had a hell of a good mom. He said, you know he had a hell of a good mom. His manners was unbelievable. Okay, I'm near this red light. This helped kill a lot of time, man. Sometimes it gets me monotonous, you know, even on the bike. Even though I make real good time. You know, some days you don't want to drive, right? Ha! Later.